Hi guys, we are going to be using chicken scraps in the garden here. It is one of the easiest ways that you can compost. What I did was I took my garden weasel, which is back here, and I tilled up to that point. And you can see, tilled around our little mini greenhouses. You can see the amount of condensation on that, so that's keeping that nice and warm. It is May 2nd today, and I've got probably about a good 12 days before I can even plant, and when the rest of the planting is all going to be seeds. So the deepest seed I would need to plant is 1 inch. So I have put all of the scraps. A bird wants to be heard. More than 1 inch deep. So let's look at what I've got here. I've got cardboard. I have got some chives. There's potato peel, banana peel, strawberry, tea. Coffee is very good. I don't drink coffee. Grapes. These cuties, I love cuties, but I think I got a hold of a bad batch. They did not taste good at all. I left them whole, so they are going to break down much slower along with eggshells. Eggshells are really hard to break down, but that's okay. They add a lot of calcium. Here we've got a apple peel and just the remnants of grapes. So I watered them. That's going to help this stuff to break down. The worms are going to get to it. The worms are absolutely our friends. They'll come along with other insects, and eat everything, and really their excrement is what causes a lot of the good fertilization here, because they're going to break all of this down, all the minerals, all the nutrients that's in this food along with their excrement, and it's going to create a very fertile soil for us. And it is the easiest way to compost. I'm literally doing nothing but digging, watering, placing, and then I'm just going to put the soil back on top of it. And in about 12 to 14 days when I come in here to plant, I'm only doing seeds. So, like I said, I'm not even going to touch this. This is going to be under the surface of what the seed is going to do. So coming down here, I didn't do anything. Probably about a month ago, here's some shell that I pulled up and I turned with my garden weasel. It has not broke down. But all of the rest of the stuff I have not found at all from that portion on up, because it has already decomposed. Now that it is warmer, I've watered it, this should decompose even quicker than what this did a month ago. Now, I haven't done anything at all with this part, and you can see I've got some weeds. I'll go ahead and I'll pull these as I till them up. You can also tell, look at the difference in the dark. This part has not been watered. This is really just me tilling this up and introducing air to the soil. And you absolutely want air in your soil because your roots are living, and everything living needs air. I know you can't really tell that sometimes when you look at this. It looks like it's compact, but microscopically there is air getting in there. We are just increasing the airflow when we till things up like this. And we can do this a little bit into the growing cycle, but once you are really into it, your vegetables are starting to fruit, you have a real big root system under here, you really can't do that for very long. You also cannot keep adding kitchen scraps like we just did when you get so far along in the growing cycle as well. As I came out here earlier, I noticed that I still have a big tree root because this whole line used to be these muggo pines. which they're beautiful, they're gorgeous, they're sprawling out, but I had to weed a lot with it, and I thought, well, if I have to weed with trees, I would rather just weed my food because that's more productive. But if you cannot get all of the roots out of something, that's fine. Let it go, because those roots are going to break down and they're going to give you a lot of nutrients. And remember, hugelkultur, that is absorbing like a sponge all of that water. So it's still working for us. Whatever you plant, it's going to work around it anyway. The other thing that I pulled out is a dandelion, and I thought you would like to see this right here. This is called a taproot. This is also the same formation of what a carrot is, which is a root vegetable, and that root on a carrot is also called a taproot. This right here, I'm just going to see if I can do a nice little wigwam. I have got some better sticks after doing all of this cutting, so I could try a couple of those, but I don't know how many green beans I'm really going to need. I still have green beans in the freezer from last year that I planted sunflowers in this spot, and they grew up really nice up the sunflowers. So this is the easiest way. Oh, and by the way, when you're doing stuff with tools, this stuff isn't that bad, but you might want to move your car from the driveway so you don't scuff up your vehicle. But this is the best, easiest, quickest way to just compost about stuff and forget it. I'm going to come over here so you can see the rest of our nice little mini greenhouses. Got lots of condensation on these buckets. If it gets too hot, you can take off the cap, come down here and feel how hot it is inside, and our corn is still looking pretty good. So, thank you so much. Thank you for subscribing. If you haven't, would you please? That would be sweet. Love you. Bye.